Welcome to the annual meeting of the Council, 8th of May 2024. Before we begin, may I advise of a few housekeeping issues. I would like to remind members that under the Council's multi-location meetings policy, this meeting will be recorded and uploaded to the Council's website as soon as possible after the meeting. Can I also ask all members that mics and cameras are switched off until you are invited to speak? For remote attendees, should you wish to speak, would you please indicate by using the raise hand function. When subsequently invited to address by myself, please then press your activation button in the bottom centre of your screen. For members present in the chamber who wish to speak, please raise your hand physically, and when invited by myself to speak, press your microphone button once. It will turn red and there will be a very short delay whilst the chamber camera moves into position. Once you have participated, please remember to turn your activation button off. Please ensure that all debate is raised verbally and not via the chat function for the sake of the recording. The chat function may be used to highlight any technical issues and or to grab attention of myself or Democratic Services Officer. With regard to voting on recommendations, if there is no dissent to a recommendation, I will accept the silence as agreement. If an electronic vote is called during the course of the meeting, then advice on how to participate will be given accordingly to committee members with voting rights at that time. Should the Welsh language be spoken during the meeting, a simultaneous translation will be available to listen to. For meeting participants in the Council chamber, a translation receiver and headset are available at each seat for your use at the appropriate time. For remote meeting participants, a language selection is available under the Audio Settings tab on the left-hand side of your screen for the use at the appropriate time. Agenda item 1, apologies for absence, please. Councillor Williams.
Councillor Sally Hanks.
Councillor Johnson.
King Horrid Stephen William.
Thank you. Councillor Haynes.
Councillor Russell Godfrey.
Thank you. The leader, Councillor Liz Burnett.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm aware that Councillor Gilligan is trying to join the meeting, but if she's unable, could her apologies be recorded? Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor George Carroll.
Councillor Christine Cave.
Thank you.
Sorry, Madam Mayor, I am actually here.
Thank you, Councillor Cave. Thank you. Agenda item 2, I will ask the Chief Executive to do the roll call and any declarations of interest and the nature of the interest. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. If members can indicate if they're present and if they have an interest, please, and the nature of that interest. So we'll start with Councillor Anne Asprey, please. Councillor Asprey, I think you need to put your microphone on. Do you want to try again?
I didn't beat you that gang.
Diolch yn fawr, thank you. Councillor Julie Aviett.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Gareth Ball.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Rhiannon Birch.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Bronwyn Brooks.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Gillian Bruce.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Ian Buckley.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Liz Burnett.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Samantha Campbell.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor George Carroll.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Christine Cave.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Charles Champion.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Janice Charles.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Millie Collins.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Marianne Cowp.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Pamela Drake.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Vince Driscoll. Councillor Driscoll, can you hear me? I'll come back. Councillor Anthony Ernest.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Robert Fisher.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Chris Franks. I'll come back. Has Councillor Wendy Gilligan joined yet? No. Councillor Emma Goodjohn.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Ewan Goodjohn.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Stephen Haynes.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Howard Hamilton.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor William Hennessy.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Nick Hodges.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Mark Hooper.
Bresennol a dim byd ddatgan.
Councillor Ianucci Williams.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Gwyn John.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Ian Johnson.
Presennol a dim byd ddatgan.
Councillor Susan Lloyd Selby.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Belinda Lovelock Edwards.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Julie Lynch Wilson.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Kevin Marnie.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Naomi Marshalsea.
And presennol a ddim byd i ddatgan.
Councillor Michael Morgan. Councillor Morgan, can you hear me?
Yeah, present and nothing to declare.
Thank you very much. Councillor Jane Norman.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Helen Payne.
Presennol ond nothing to declare.
Councillor Elliot Penn.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Sandra Perks. Councillor Ian Perry.
Yeah, I'm present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Joanna Prythrow.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Ruba Sivinianam.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Carrie Stallard. No. Okay, I'll come back. Councillor Neil Thomas.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Rhys Thomas.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Margaret Wilkinson.
Present, nothing to declare.
Councillor Eddie Williams.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Mark Wilson.
Present and nothing to declare.
Councillor Nicholas Wood.
Present and nothing to declare.
So I'll just go back and check if Councillor Driscoll, Councillor Vince Driscoll, can you hear me?
Nothing to declare.
Okay. Need to see him. Okay, Councillor Driscoll has indicated in the chat that he's here, but Councillor Driscoll, we need to see you on screen if possible, please.
I'm on.
Thank you.
Got me?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Chris Franks.
Present, nothing to declare.
Thank you very much. Councillor Wendy Gilligan? No. That was it, I think. That concludes the... Oh, Councillor Carrie Stallard? No? No. Okay. Thank you. That concludes the roll call, Mayor.
Thank you, Chief Executive. Agenda item 3, to elect a mayor for the ensuing municipal year in 2024 to 2025. I'm going to hand over to the Chief Executive to request nominations for mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Do we have any nominations for mayor, please? Councillor Thomas?
Thank you, Chief Executive. Yeah, as I said at the last meeting, I'm delighted to nominate my fellow ward councillor, Councillor Elliot Penn, to be the mayor for the municipal year 2024-25. He's a hard-working and dedicated councillor and has been a brilliant deputy to our outgoing mayor, Councillor Aviat, and a great ambassador for the Vale. I'm confident he will continue to represent the Vale of Glamorgan during the next year with aplomb and will, like his predecessor, be a credit to us all. I confirm I am nominating Councillor Elliot Penn to be mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Thomas. Do we have a seconder?
I'd like to second, and I echo Councillor Thomas's comments.
Thank you, Councillor Buckley. Do we have any other nominations, please? Councillor Carroll?
Phone is, here we are. Nominate Councillor Russell Godfrey.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder, please? Councillor Charles?
I second Russell Godfrey.
And any other nominations? No? Okay, thank you. So we have 2 nominations, which means we will need to move to the vote. We rehearsed this last week, I believe. So if we take a vote in favour of or against Councillor Penn first, so those in the chamber, if you press plus if you are in favour of Councillor Penn, minus if against, and 0 for abstaining. If you are at home, it's yes or no or abstain. And then after that, we'll count the votes, we'll display them on screen, and we'll do the same for Councillor Godfrey. Thank you. We got 47 votes, which means 2 members haven't yet voted.
If I may, I'm on my personal laptop and it wouldn't let me vote. I'm just spinning up my council one now. Apologies.
Cindy, I'm on my council laptop, but it's not giving me the opportunity to vote at all. It just says no permission to vote.
Okay, so what we'll do, we'll tot up the votes and then we'll take Councillor Morgan's votes and Councillor Wood separately. So if you want to display the results. So we have 33 in favour of Councillor Penn, 14 against. Councillor Morgan, can I have your vote, please?
For Councillor Penn, please.
Thank you. That makes 34. And Councillor Wood, please. Can you hear me, Councillor Wood?
For the record, against. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So that's 34. So that's 34-15 in favour of Councillor Penn. And we'll now move to exactly the same process for Councillor Godfrey. So it's plus or minus in favour or against if you're sitting in the chamber, and yes and no if you're at home. Okay, we have those votes, so can you display them, please, Matt? So it's 13 in favour of Councillor Godfrey and 35 against. So Councillor Wood again, please, for the record.
Oh, I've managed.
Who's voted on that? Councillor Wood?
I have managed to spin up my laptop now and I've managed to vote in that one, I think.
Okay, in which case, thank you very much. Councillor Morgan, can I have your vote, please?
Yeah, I'm still not invited to vote, but my vote is against them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So that is 1336. So I can declare that Councillor Elliot Penn is duly elected as Mayor of the Vale of Glamorgan Council. So what I will now do is I will ask Councillor Penn to accept the office of Mayor and sign the declaration. So if I can ask Councillor Penn as Mayor to now read the declaration of office, please.
I, Elliot Penn, having been elected to the office of Mayor of the Vale of Glamorgan Council, declare that I take that office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and ability. I undertake to observe the code of conduct for the time being as to the conduct which is expected of members of the Vale of Glamorgan Council and which may be revised from time to time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to Councillor Neil Thomas for your kind words in nominating me as Mayor, and thank you to Councillor Ian Buckley for seconding that nomination. My consort will be my amazing partner, Joe, who helps me fulfil my role as a councillor and now as Mayor in so many ways. It's a great honour to be elected by you as Mayor, and I will uphold the standards expected of that office. I look forward to representing the Vale of Glamorgan at events throughout the year. I'm proud of all the hard work by residents of the Vale of Glamorgan, from achieving the second best recycling rates in Wales, and I hope we take the top slot very soon, to the countless hours of volunteering undertaken. We have a strong sense of community, always helping each other. We are elected to represent all residents of the Vale of Glamorgan, and we pride ourselves on the very warm welcome we give. Whether you are visiting our stunning beaches and amazing towns on holiday, have moved here because the Vale of Glamorgan made the Sunday Times Best Places to Live in Wales list, or are seeking refuge from a war zone or from persecution. There is a poem by Brian Bilston, which comes to mind. The kindness of strangers. There is a beauty that walks in the darkness, makes its way among the bombs and broken lives, offers blankets and shoulders to cry on, puts on kettles and bandages and mends what it can, and asks for not one thing back as it wraps in its arms the troubled night and awaits for morning and its pale light. So as Mayor, I would like to focus my year in office on improving the lives of all the people who live here, building stronger communities and welcoming all those who come to the county for whatever reason. I stand for inclusion and representation to all, regardless of skin colour, gender, race, nationality or religion. I look forward to the Vale of Glamorgan attaining County of Sanctuary status. To represent this aim during my term of office, blessings prior to full council meetings will be given by leaders of various faiths, reflecting the diversity within our communities. We welcome all. Thank you. Right, moving on. Agenda item 4, to appoint the Deputy Mayor for the ensuing municipal year in accordance with the provision of Section 24 of the Local Government Act 1972. Can I have nominations for Deputy Mayor, please? Councillor Iannucci.
Thank you, Chair, and congratulations. I would like to nominate Councillor Naomi Marshall-Sea as Deputy Mayor for this coming year. Naomi has been a great advocate for her community since being elected, and I know she'll be able to do a great job in representing us and our communities as Deputy Mayor. As our biodiversity champion, she's been active in ensuring that the Cumtalog Woodlands has secured a sustainable future, as well as gaining funding to make improvements to Chickenwood Park, which will make a huge difference to people across all of our communities. She's hardworking and incredibly dedicated, and I think she'll be an excellent Deputy Mayor for this year.
Thank you, Councillor Iannucci. Can I have a seconder, please?
I completely agree with the comments of a previous councillor, and I take great delight in seconding the proposal. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hamilton. Do I have any other nominations, please? Councillor Carroll.
Nominate Councillor Russell Godfrey.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder for that nomination, please?
I second Councillor Russell Godfrey.
Thank you, Councillor Charles. Are there any other nominations for Deputy Leader? Deputy Mayor. Apologies. Sorry, Bronwyn. If we have no other nominations, then we will move to a vote for Deputy Mayor, not Deputy Leader.
Thank you, Mayor. So, as was the format last time, we'll take the vote first for Councillor Marshall-Sea as Deputy Mayor. So if you're in the chamber, it's plus, minus or 0 if you wish to abstain. And if you're at home, it's yes or no or the abstain button. So I think the vote is ready. Yeah, vote is ready. Okay, so I'm going to bring Councillor Morgan in again at this time, because Councillor Morgan, I don't believe you're still able to vote. So if I could have your vote, please.
No, I'm not invited, but never mind. Yes, I vote in favour, please.
Thank you very much. So the results of that vote are 35 in favour and 14 against. So if we do the same again, this time roles reversed. So if you are voting for Councillor Godfrey, it's a plus. Voting against, it's a minus, or abstaining, it's a 0. And yes, no, or abstain if you're at home. Okay, votes ready. If I can bring in Councillor Morgan again, please.
Against, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So that's 12 in favour, 37 against. So Councillor Marshalsea is elected as Deputy Mayor. Okay, so I'll ask Councillor Marshalsea to sign the Declaration of Acceptance of Office, please. So if I can ask Councillor Marshalsea to now read the Declaration of Acceptance of Office, please.
I, Naomi Billingham Marshalsea, having been elected to the office of Deputy Mayor of the Vale of Glamorgan Council, declare that I take that office upon myself and would duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it, according to the best of my judgment and ability. I undertake to observe the code for the time being as to the conduct which is expected of members of the Vale of Glamorgan Council and which may be revised from time to time. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to now give my thanks to the retiring Mayor. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Councillor Julie Avett for the manner in which she has conducted herself as Mayor and the professional way she has chaired the council meetings. On behalf of all members, officers and residents of the Vale of Glamorgan, can I say thank you. May I also thank you for your commitment to your civic duties, your hard work and dedication, and raising awareness of many issues, including that you championed, including domestic abuse. I would like to wish Councillor Julie Avett all the best for the future. And may I say, I am honoured to follow in the role you took with style and grace. I hope you undertake the duties. I hope I can undertake the duties with the council's support as competently as Councillor Julie Avett has. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, my swan song, here you go. It's been such an honour and privilege to have represented the Vale of Glamorgan this past year. I've been invited to many places and met lots of people from all walks of life, people who I would never have had the opportunity to meet. Whether it was a large official event or a gathering of 6 people around a table, every conversation mattered. This experience has broadened my outlook of the Vale and its residents, and I regularly speak and boast about our beautiful county and, of course, the whole of South Wales. I was so proud to wear the robes and chain, and yes, even the hat and jabot at times. Proud to lay wreaths for our fallen heroes, which never failed to bring a tear to my eye. I will miss being a member of the Chain Gang, which is the nickname that the other mayors and chairs call themselves. I've enjoyed every minute of my term in office and will continue to promote and boast about the Vale of Glamorgan in the future. Now come my thank yous to the organisations and community groups for the invitations, where I learned how much people care about each other. My family for their support, who still don't know what I did, but knew I was happy doing it. My professional handbag minder, my consort, Mr. Brian Morris, the top table at full council, and in particular Karen Bowen for helping me with baby steps to get me through the meetings. For Mike Tipples for driving me where I need to be. And last but not least, Charlotte Weston from Democratic Services for organising the Mayor's Diary and generally looking after me. Finally, I'd like to wish Councillor Elliot Penn all the best in his term of office, and I'm sure he will be as proud as I've been to represent the Vale of Glamorgan. Thank you, members.
Thank you, Councillor Julie Aviett. Agenda item 5, to receive any announcements from the Mayor. I do not have any announcements. It's not been very long in office. I believe the Chief Exec has a few announcements.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have one announcement to make, and I start by saying I don't often take advantage of this opportunity to make any kind of announcement at Council, but I do want to make an exception on this occasion. It relates to a colleague who is attending her final Council meeting before moving on to pastures new as Director of Governance and Legal Services and Monitoring Officer at Cardiff Council. I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to embarrass her, but I think it's fair to say that, and I think you know who I'm talking about, that Debbie Miles, the lady to my left, has been a fantastic servant to the organisation over 33, nearly 34 years with us. Debbie became Head of Legal Services in June 2000, and in 2015, she took on full responsibility for the service as Monitoring Officer and as Head of Legal and Democratic Services. During that time, she has ensured that our organisation never falls short of its legal duties. On a personal level, I have to say she has also provided me and many others alongside me with invaluable advice on anything to do with the law and governance over the years. I am and will remain ever grateful for that advice, and she has also served as a very valued member of the Council's strategic leadership team over the last 9 years. I'm sure that I speak for everyone, both here and in the wider Council, in thanking Debbie for her contribution over many years to this organisation and wishing her the very best with Cardiff Council in her new career. Thank you, Debbie.
Councillor Liz Burnett.
Thank you, Mayor. I think first of all I need to add an apologies for Councillor Caris Stallard, who is dealing with an emergency at the moment, so is unlikely to be able to join us if her apologies could be recorded. I'm assuming, would you like me to go on to agenda item 7 at the same time? 6. I'm glad somebody's on the mark. Thank you, Mayor. Yes, executive arrangements. In this, I would confirm that the deputy leader, contrary to what's been said earlier will remain the same, as will cabinet portfolios and members, and also that the champions who have worked tirelessly in their various roles will remain the same, with one exception, and that is Councillor Belinda Lovelock-Edwards. For those who've received the supplementary information will note there is a slight typo. It's been altered on the web, etc. Belinda Lovelock-Edwards will take over the equalities champion. But if Mayor, you could permit me, I would like to just make one further comment in this relation to this agenda item, is that it may some may not have realised that Councillor Gwyn John has decided to stand down from leader of the Land to It First group. Fortunately, it will make no difference because he has agreed to remain the portfolio holder, a portfolio holder in the cabinet, and will remain in that. So, but I just wanted to record my heartfelt thanks for your service and your support over the past 2 years. But I know you're not escaping too far away. 25 years on the council. I think that's a round of applause on this. Thank you, and delighted that Councillor Eddie Williams will be taking over the leadership of Land to It First Independence, and will also continue to work with us. So on that note, in terms of the executive arrangements, if I can just go to recommendations, that recommendation is that I inform you, which I have done, that also that we go through the chairs of the scrutiny committee, the chair of the scrutiny committee, chairs and vice chairs group, and chair of democratic service committee continue to be designated as the council scrutiny and member development champions respectively, and that the council note the payments of senior salaries 2023-24 as set out within paragraph 2.1 of the report, again, which has no changes, and I'd move.
And I'll second those, Mayor.
Thank you, Leader. The council notes the executive arrangements. Agenda item 7, non-executive arrangements. Councillor Lisbonette, Leader, please.
Right, determined to stay electronic with the glitches it causes. Yes, this is the scrutiny committees and agenda item 7. The report itself goes through the allocation of scrutiny committees according to political representation on the council. Within that, each political group is required to give up 1 seat. And if you look at paragraph 1.4, Labour have given up 1 seat on Homes and Safe Communities, Conservative group 1 seat on Homes and Safe Communities, Plaid Cymru 1 seat on Homes and Safe Communities, and Land to It First Independence 1 seat on Healthy Living and Social Care. Of the seats given up by each group, 1 will fall to each of the independent members. That's Councillors Campbell, Marnie, Morgan and Perry. The 4 independent members have been contacted to discuss which seat they will take up. Councillors Marnie and Perry have confirmed that they don't wish to take up their entitlement to a seat on a scrutiny committee for the municipal year 2024-25. Those seats will therefore stay vacant. And I'm just trying to find the right place. So Councillor Campbell will take up a seat on learning and culture. Hang on. No. I think there's a typo on here. Which one is Councillor Campbell going on?
Yeah. Can we have some clarification, please? Because the supplemental information we'll be sent is different to the initial report. I believe the supplemental report suggests that Llanterwydd First Group are giving up a scrutiny place on learning and culture, which is what Councillor Campbell will take. I'm sure Councillor Williams can confirm that, because obviously there's slightly different information in the original and the supplemental report in front of us this evening. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes,
Councillor
there was a
Johnson.
typo. There was a discussion in the process of formulating the report, and that's why I checked the typo, and it ended up with 2. But it is Learning and Culture Scrutiny Committee. So in that way, the makeup, each group has already advised the membership of the groups, of the scrutiny committees, and they are advised later on in the report. And the let's go back to the original report. And the chair of the committees have been discussed with group leaders, and they will remain as they are as well. So the recommendations are fairly straightforward, because there are very minimal changes that scrutiny committees, together with their membership and terms of reference, be approved for the ensuing municipal year. And secondly, the council note the allocation of specific scrutiny committee chairs as notified by the relevant group leaders as set out in paragraphs 2.1 to 2.3 of the report. And I'd move.
And I'll second those, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Burnett. Thank you, Councillor Brooks. Thank you, members. That is approved. Agenda item 8, quasi-judicial committees and other bodies. Councillor Lismet, back to you.
Thank you, Mayor. You okay? The membership and terms of reference and are in the original report. There is a supplementary report in which the specific membership of each committee are outlined. Set out at Appendix A, again, is the calculation relating to political balance requirement for the committees. And it's also worth noting that in terms of the planning committee, there is legislation that requires, that actually determines the size and composition of the planning committee. In terms of the reports, just having a quick look. The terms of reference are in Appendix B. And in then that actually talks about the any restrictions on the membership, etc. And as I said, if you look at on page in Appendix B, in 3D, the planning committee has to have between 11 and 21 members, which we have. It then goes through. There are. Just trying to find the right page now. In terms of the membership, there are also mention on in relation to the Central South Consortium, Joint Education Service Joint Committee, where the representative on that would be the Cabinet Member for Arts, Education, Arts and the Welsh Language, the Shared Regulatory Service The representatives would be the Cabinet Member for Community Engagement, Equalities and Regulatory Service and the Chair of the Public Protection Licensing Committee, with substitutes who are the Cabinet Member for Neighbourhood and Building Services and the Vice Chair of the Public Protection Licensing Committee. There's also the membership in terms of the board of the Big Fresh Catering Company, which has an advisory panel of a shareholder advisory panel consisting of council officers, and the members on the council board would be the Director of Corporate Resources and the council leader. So the recommendations on this are fairly straightforward, the same as in other years, and that's that the quasi-judicial committees, committees and other bodies, together with their terms of reference, which were Appendix B, and membership as set out in the supplementary information, which was circulated prior to the meeting, be appointed for the ensuing municipal year. And secondly, that council take into account the need to comply with the size and composition of the Planning Authority's Wales Regulations 2017 in determining the size and composition of the Planning Committee. And I would move.
And I'll second those recommendations.
Thank you, Leader. Thank you, Councillor Brooks. Councillor Johnson.
Thank you. A little bit of clarification on this item with regards to the Conservative membership of the Democratic Services Subcommittee. This is 8M. And the Conservative nominee for that committee is Councillor Haynes. However, the terms of reference are that any member of the subcommittee must be a member of the full committee, and Councillor Haynes is not a member of that committee. So I'm just looking for a clarification from the Conservatives as to who their nominee is for the subcommittee there. Thank you, Mayor.
Councillor Carroll?
It will be me, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor
Can I propose
Carroll.
Councillor Carroll?
Do I have a seconder for that then? Thank you, Councillor Hennessy, if we need it. The papers will be amended. Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Johnson. Yeah. I don't see any dissent, so thank you, members. That is approved. Moving forward, agenda item 9. To note the dates of meetings of the council to be held in the ensuing municipal year. Dates were issued and listed in the agenda. Agenda item 10. To elect the vice chairs and to elect chairs and vice chairs of the following committees for the ensuing municipal year. Chief Executive, can we have nominations, please?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. The report sets out the committees that are excluded from the list that it is up to the annual general meeting to determine. So you'll see that on the first page, and just over onto the second page, those committees that are excluded from tonight's arrangements. So starting with the first committee, which is the Appeals Committee, do I have any nominations? Leader?
Can I nominate Councillor Ian Buckley, please?
And I'll second that.
Okay, any other nominations for Chair of the Appeals Committee? No? So that is agreed by consensus. Any nominations for Vice Chair, please? Leader?
Councillor Susan Lloyd-Selby, please.
Any seconder?
And I'll second that.
Thank you, Councillor Brooks. Any other nominations, please? No, so that is carried. Thank you. Second committee is the Community Liaison Committee. Do we have any nominations for Chair of the Community Liaison Committee? Leader, please.
Councillor Rhiannon Birch, please.
And I'll second that.
Thank you, Councillor Brooks. Any other nominations, please? No other nominations. Okay, that is carried. Vice Chair of Community Liaison Committee, Leader.
Councillor Mark Wilson, please.
And I'll second that.
Any other nominations, please? Okay, so that is agreed. Next committee is the Democratic Services Committee. Any nominations for Chair of Democratic Services? Leader.
Councillor Ian Johnson, please.
And I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other nominations? Councillor Thomas.
Councillor Carroll.
Okay, thank you. Any other nominations? Seconded. Thank you, Councillor Ernest. Any other nominations? No. So we're going to have to move for a vote on this one. And I suggest we follow the tried and trusted formula that we've used for the Mayor and Deputy Mayor. So we'll take Councillor Johnson first. So if you wish to vote for Councillor Johnson, if you're in the chamber, you can use the plus. Against, it's minus. Abstain, it's 0. At home, it's yes, no, or abstain. So I think vote is prepared. Yeah, vote is open for Councillor Johnson.
Were you able to vote, Councillor Aviat? Can we have your vote?
I'll also go to Councillor Morgan, who is still unable to vote. Councillor Morgan, can we have your vote? Sorry, didn't catch that.
Again, try again. 4, Councillor Johnson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that is 37 in favour of Councillor Johnson and 13 against. At this point, I'm going to point out that Councillor Stallard has joined the meeting. So, Councillor Stallard, can I have any information regarding any declarations of interest, if you have any, please?
Dim byd i ddatgan.
Diolch yn fawr. Thank you. Okay, now we'll do that again, please, this time for Councillor Carroll as Chair of Democratic Services Committee. So again, if you're in the chamber, plus if you're in favour, minus against, or the middle button, naught if you're abstaining, and it's yes or no if you're at home. Okay, thank you, Matt.
Councillor Aviat. Thank you.
Councillor Morgan, can I ask you for your vote again, please?
Against. Against.
The results are going to be displayed. So it's 12 in favour, 38 against. So Councillor Johnson is elected as Chair of the Democratic Services Committee. So if I can move on to any nominations for Vice Chair, please. Leader.
Councillor Neil Thomas, please.
Thank you.
And I'll second that.
Councillor Rhys-Thomas.
Thank you. Councillor Carroll.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can I second Councillor Carroll?
Thank you, Councillor Ernest. So for Councillor Thomas, first of all then, please. Plus or minus, for or against, yes or no if you're at home. Got the vote ready, Matt? Okay, vote is ready.
Councillor Aviat. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'll go to Councillor Morgan, please.
For.
Thank you, Councillor Morgan. Okay, so that's a total of 37 in favour and 13 against. So now we'll do the same again, this time for Councillor Carroll, please. So plus if you're in favour of Councillor Carroll, minus if against, 0 for abstaining, and yes or no if you're at home. Thank you. Councillor Aviat, can I have your vote, please? Thank you. Councillor Morgan?
Against.
Thank you. And the rest of the votes are in, which we're going to display. So that's 13 in favour, 37 against. So Councillor Thomas is elected as Vice Chair of the Democratic Services Committee. Moving on to the fourth committee, Discretionary Housing Payments Review. Leader, please.
Councillor Howard Hamilton, please.
Okay.
And I'll second that.
Any other nominations? No? Okay, Councillor Hamilton is elected as Chair of Discretionary Housing Payments Review Committee. Any nominations for Vice Chair, please? Leader?
Councillor Julie Lynch-Wilson, please.
Okay.
And I'll second that.
Any other nominations? No? Councillor Julie Lynch-Wilson is elected as Vice Chair for the Discretionary Housing Payments Review Committee. Next is the Early Retirement Redundancy Committee. Leader?
Councillor Pamela Drake, please.
And I'll second that.
Okay. Any other nominations? No other nominations. Councillor Pamela Drake is elected Chair. Any nominations for Vice Chair, please? Leader?
Councillor Howard Hamilton, please.
And I'll second that.
Any other nominations, please? No. Councillor Howard Hamilton, Vice Chair of Early Retirement and Redundancy. Next committee is Glamorgan Heritage Coast Advisory Committee. Leader?
Councillor Caris Stallard, please.
And I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other nominations? No other nominations, so Carrie Stallard is elected as Glamorgan Heritage Coast Advisory Committee Chair. Nominations for Vice Chair, please. Leader?
Councillor Emma Goodjohn, please.
And I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other nominations? Okay, Councillor Emma Goodjohn is elected Vice Chair. Next committee is Investigating Committee. Leader?
Councillor Helen Payne, please.
And I'll second that.
Any other nominations, please? No other nominations. Councillor Payne, Chair of Investigating Committee, and Vice Chair nominations, please. Leader?
Councillor Catherine Iannucci-Williams, please.
Okay.
And I'll second that.
Any other nominations, please? Okay, Councillor Iannucci-Williams is elected Vice Chair of Investigating Committee. Planning Committee. Leader, please.
Councillor Neil Thomas, please.
And I'll second that.
Do we have any other nominations for Planning Committee? No. Councillor Thomas, elected Chair of Planning Committee, and Vice Chair nominations, please. Leader.
Councillor Mark Wilson, please.
And I'll second that.
Any other nominations for Vice Chair? No. Councillor Wilson is elected as Vice Chair. Next committee is Public Protection Licensing Committee. Leader?
That's Councillor Pamela Drake, please.
Any other nominations, please?
And I'll second that.
Oh, sorry, Councillor Brooks. Any other nominations? No. Councillor Drake is elected Chair of Public Protection Licensing. Any nominations for Vice Chair? Leader?
Councillor Jane Norman, please.
And I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other nominations, please? No. Councillor Norman elected as Vice Chair. Next committee on the list is Senior Management Appointments Committee. Leader?
Thank you. It's normal practice that the leader of the council chairs this committee and the deputy leader is vice chair. So I can nominate myself if necessary.
Yeah. Do we have any other nominations? And can I ask if we have any other nominations for Vice Chair at the same time? No. No, that's taken. Leader and Deputy Leader, thank you. Next committee, Statutory Licensing Committee. Leader?
This committee tends to go back to back with which is the Public Protection Licensing, and therefore I would move the Chair and Vice Chair to be Pamela Drake and Councillor Pamela Drake and Councillor Jane Norman.
And I'll second that.
Yeah, thank you. Any other nominations? No, that's accepted. Thank you. Next committee is the Trust Committee. Leader?
Councillor Howard Hamilton, please.
And I'll second that.
Do we have any other nominations, please? No. Councillor Hamilton is elected Chair of the Trust Committee, and Vice Chair nominations, please. Leader?
Councillor Mark Wilson, please.
And I'll second that.
And do we have any other nominations? Okay, Councillor Mark Wilson is elected Vice Chair of Trust Committee. Voluntary Sector Joint Liaison Committee. Leader?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Rhiannon Birch, please.
And I'll second that.
And do we have any other nominations? No. Councillor Birch is Chair of Voluntary Sector Joint Liaison, and Vice Chair nominations, please. Leader?
Councillor Ian Buckley, please.
And I'll second that.
And any other nominations? No. Councillor Buckley is Vice Chair. And finally, the Welsh Church Act Estate Committee. Leader?
I'd nominate Councillor Mark Wilson, please.
And I'll second that.
Do we have any other nominations? No. Councillor Wilson, Chair of the Welsh Church Act Estate Committee. And finally, the Vice Chair nominations. Leader?
Councillor Pamela Drake, please.
And I'll second that.
And any other nominations? No. So Councillor Drake is the Vice Chair of Welsh Church Act Estate Committee. That concludes item 10. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief Executive. I have no urgent items under Part 1 and no urgent items under Part 2. Therefore, I declare the meeting closed. Thank you, councillors.